Back with another episode of the Mondeh Report. Back with the guys. Got Kane. Was popping Kane. Got Phil. Got Tomba with us. You know what I'm saying? Gonna basically pick off where we left off last show. You know what I'm saying? You guys want to add anything before we launch out?
Man, salute on the year, man. Just, cheers to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just hoping for a good new year. You know what I mean?
Salute. 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 Got y'all. All right, man. Well, picking up, first headline. T, if you could share your screen. Got the most shocking news of 2025. I'll send it around the board. I guess we'll go counterclockwise. Start with T, then go to Phil, then go to Kane, and then I'll wrap it up before we go to another topic. But start with you, T. How do you feel about 2025? What was the most shocking news you saw and heard this year?
Yeah, man. It's kind of hard to just narrow it down because it seems like every week, something new's happening. And, it's just hard to like really sift out what's really big in the world anymore because big stuff's like really happening every week. But for me, the ones that really stood out was the United States doing that airstrike in Iran in the summer. Just because I was just shocked that they actually did it because they've been talking about doing it for years, and for them to like really go through with that was kind of risky. And then like the Diddy saga, just everything that came with Diddy, like the whole trial, for a little bit it looked like he might get convicted on more serious charges, but he ended up, getting 4 years for all the, stuff that was going on, the prostitution rings, and everybody knows the details. But yeah, just those two just were like the two most shocking for me. Like,
Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
yeah.
Uh, Now, specifically on the Iran thing, do you know if the U.S. has ever had any physical tensions with Iran?
I mean, from what I read, it just seems like it's been going on for like the last, 30 years, 40 years, just the hostilities from, ever since the government changed over there, but never anything like direct like that where we like shot like a missile like in Iranian territory or just like targeted like, something inside Iran. But like it seems like it's got more significant, low key.
As as it relates to Americans, do you believe that it's the conflict between our two nations is anything that we should worry about?
I, I would have bet like, just ever since Iraq that if there was any place where, America might send like troops, it might be, somewhere like Iran or something like that, and just based on them just saying, oh, we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Like, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that's just something to watch, with, uh, a government that we got that you really can't predict what they're going to do.
All right, that's fair, man. I appreciate that insight, man.
Yeah.
Phil, what about you? What was the most shocking news that came your way 2025?
Um, man, I had to actually look up what actually happened in 2025 because there had been so much going on. But
Yeah.
probably those floods that happened out in Texas, man.
Okay, why was that
Um,
most shocking to you?
just the how catastrophic it was and how like it kind of just got swept under the rug, man. Like that happening. No, like the weather events have been fairly catastrophic lately. Like almost every storm that has happened has been like record storms, or it's like record breaking flooding, or like it's displacing all kinds of people.
Yeah, that's major.
Um,
That's major. That's something a lot of people aren't talking about, man.
right. So the fact that nobody's talking about it kind of like is that's what's really shocking to me. Like we're talking more about international affairs rather than like what's the follow up on some of those, historical catastrophes that has happened in, in
Mm.
the country. And
Yeah, now that's I can also see why that might be also a little bit more impactful to you considering where you currently reside at, you know?
for sure.
So I appreciate you for sharing that with us. Thank you, man. Kane, Kane, what about you, man? What do you think was the most shocking news that you heard 2025, bro?
The most shocking news for me,
Yes, sir.
I couldn't really determine what that was until I just heard Phil speaking.
Okay.
But it's gotta be
Okay.
when Elon made that update to Twitter that I talked about, like on the second or third episode,
Yeah.
about all those accounts that's been like slandering Drake and all types of other stuff, like
Yeah.
are from like foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty wild.
Okay.
But like that was, yeah, that news to me was crazy. But the Charlie Kirk thing was kind of like, damn,
Yeah.
like that really happened. That, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of like, damn. That's
Yeah.
all I got though.
Yeah, just to wrap it up, I hit what hit home a little bit more, resonated a little bit more with me was the Charlie Kirk assassination. Um, the reason why it resonated more with me is because, having a father that was so instrumental in the HBCU um world, um, and also moving to Tuscaloosa where we resided at growing up, having friends like you guys whose parents went through what you went through and everything like that. Man, it's so hard, man, to look at people who do not look like us, man, and not want to slap them in their motherfucking face, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Yes, bro. No man should be assassinated for his freedom of speech. But you want to compare a man who built his career off racism to people like Martin Luther King and then actually give him a motherfucking holiday, bro. You know what I'm saying? With no pushback. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't even say anything about these people in MAGA and something like that because who are these people over here on the left, bro? That you would even condone some shit like that. So, I mean, that's why that hits home the most with me, bro. And that they even want to even make this a thing, man. The man pushed for racism. He pushed, you know what I'm saying? Propaganda that is favorited by organizations like the KKK and stuff like that, and people want to champion him. You even have blackface individuals champion a lot of stuff he said. Like, bro, that's what resonates with me in a time like this. You have people forgetting who they are, and that's the most important thing. Like, as an adult, you have to know who you are. And the fact that people who once used to identify with people like Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner and Frederick Douglass, people who were descendants of slaves who knew their ancestors came from where my people come from, and now telling me, oh, we're not like you, and they're siding with people like Charlie Kirk and making stuff like this a reality. That's why that shit hit so hard with me, bro. But I'm even sorry for getting so pumped up, dog. But that's why that hits home with me, man. But moving along, guys, to sports, man. You know, this year not really a a big year in sports because they were hit by the Trump administration with, you know, the sports betting conspiracies and scandal that's been going on across the board. But nonetheless, who do you guys believe are the top three sportsmen this year? We Anybody can start, man. It's open season. It's open for debate, man. Let's
Could
have a
this be
dialogue.
just anybody or like just the most decorated person in sports?
It's really open to your interpretation of who you believe are the top three sportsmen. It could be it's across all sports. It's not just the
Mm,
major sports. You feel me? Basketball, football, and baseball.
Okay, I'll throw mine out there.
Go ahead.
So I had to give one to SGA just for the simple fact that Finals MVP, League MVP, NBA title, you know, the consistency, you know, the team accolades that they got. Just can't not name SGA for me. Um, Number two, I probably would go. I just had it, but I'll say shout out to Carlos Alcaraz, man. Just you know for what he's done in tennis, like him and Jannik Sinner, like they went in tennis. Like you wouldn't have thought that tennis would have had somebody like that with Federer, Nadal, Djokovic not being relevant, you know, as much anymore. But for them to have, you know, these two big stars with Alcaraz being the biggest star right now, like just got to tip my hat to that. And then third, this is kind of hard. Uh, Third, I'd have to say Asia Wilson, just for because I wouldn't have thought the Aces would have won the WNBA title this year because you know halfway through the year it looked like New York might have won it, and then for a little bit it looked like um, Minnesota was probably the best team in the W, and so for like Asia Wilson to do what she did, I just gotta like that's my three, man.
Okay, that's pretty smooth, man.
Yeah.
Like I know you two have an opinion, man. Why don't y'all jump in?
man, dog, like I really can't. I can't just put my finger on like who I would say it is because like I haven't really been keeping my ear to the streets as far as sports,
All
and
right.
it
You
has
usually
something to do.
tapped in, man.
You said what?
I say you usually tapped in tough, man.
Usually, man, listen, man, it's just uh life be life. But
I feel you.
so I would say, but I would think like SGA. I like Asia Wilson. I think that's a good one. Um, you know, man, who's had the best year? Yeah, SGA probably had the best year in sports, man. League MVP. It was his first ring. Face got out there. I would agree with Tombo on his selections.
All right. I'm rocking with that. Kane, how you feel? I'm rocking with that.
I ain't gonna lie. Um, I ain't really tapped in either. Um, but I do like the SGA pick. I like the Asia Wilson pick. And I'll throw Terrence Crawford out there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
True.
He had like a whole bunch of belts. You know what I'm saying? Unanimous um champion
True.
in like multiple classes. You know what I'm saying? He had to vacate some of them belts because he didn't want to pay or something like that. And I think he ended up retiring. He retired 42-0. Um, so I'll throw Terrence Crawford out there to round out my third.
That's pretty solid. You definitely gave valid opinions. I am gonna come with some like left-handed shit, so please forgive me. You know, um, now this girl can't make a freaking layup, fam. This girl can't make a freaking layup to save her life, G. You know what I'm saying? And she's not better than Caitlin Clark at all. Not even close. Not even close, man. For real, fam. I don't think she can make Central's varsity basketball team when you guys were in high school, fam. You know what I'm saying? At her skill set right now. But I think for really what she's done, not only for the WNBA, for women athletes, bro, to bring that attention there, man, to even have a resurgence of Reebok, bro. I was looking to buy her shoes for my daughter, bro, but they were sold out, nigga. In 2025, a Reebok shoe being sold out, dog. I gotta mention, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? I really don't want to do this, man. I'm even forgetting her name as I'm talking about this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Angel Reese.
But Angel Reese, dog, definitely deserves to be a sportsman of the year, man. You know what I'm saying? Because for real, man, it's never been a time like this where a WNBA, a female basketball player, has been this relevant and hasn't been the top dog, bro. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
real. Like the simple fact that more people know about her than Asia Wilson speaks to it, man. And then, I really was rocking with that Bud Crawford pick. You feel me? I was really rocking with that. But then I thought, like, yo, nah, son. Nah, that ain't the one, man. Nah, it ain't that. It's Jake Paul, fam. It's them Paul niggas. You feel me? Because niggas wasn't thinking about boxing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give him his flowers, bruh. Even though he hasn't, like, for real, man. I've been paying attention to boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to pay more attention to the fights than they ever did. And he's not even a boxer, bro. This nigga's a Disney character, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? So that's my number two, bro. And that's just an addition to a lot of the picks you guys made because all of them were valid, man. Do you think I'm wrong for the picks I just put up there?
Nah, they moved the needle. But like my question is why Angel over Caitlin Clark?
Angel over Caitlin
She
Clark.
she played more. That's one.
Oh, that's definitely a good point. Availability, you know, especially in this world of sports that they are in. I mean, where it's really entertainment based, availability is king, But the other thing is black girls aren't buying Angel Reese, I mean Caitlin Clark shoe. You feel me?
Are
Yeah.
grown men buying her shoe?
Grown men aren't buying Caitlin Clark shoe. You know what I'm saying? The only other white hooper I've seen grown men buy their shoe is Stewie, like white female hoopers. I've seen niggas in the league with Stewie shoes and Sabrina Ionescu shoes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Sabs. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but I've definitely seen dudes with Angel Reese's shoe. You see what I'm saying? Like they're sold out, bro. They're sold out. But yeah, so all right, man. That's solid, bro. And so moving on to the next pick, bro. If you could load up, you know, the graphic in college football, a lot of people were upset with this year's selection. If you could have it your way, would you have selected anybody else, or would your candidates have been different? I know you guys have already stated that you weren't as tapped in, but being that we come from the culture that we come from, I know you know what I'm saying? You had
I know
something
about that. I know about
in the
football.
game. So let's go, man. Anybody could start.
All right, I'll start with this then. I think Jeremiah Love probably should have won. I think he was the best player in college football this year.
Well, I could flame
Uh,
off this.
I think Fernando Mendoza won because he was the face of the quote unquote best team in the league, and Indiana rightfully deserved that with who they played, but I think they were there based on like preseason placement rather than like what they showed on the field. Now, granted, they beat Ohio State, but I think that was more of a Ryan Day getting out coached rather than like one team being better than the other. And that can happen in football. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, Diego Pavia, I think he was more of I don't think he had like that great of a season personally. Like he was electric for what he did for Vanderbilt, but when it was like if we look up like how many times he turned the football over and just overall play, like once we really turned the film on, like he was I don't think he had a better season than Julian Sand. I think he was in the place that he was at because of his popularity and you know I think him being 30 years old in college football has something to do with how good he is as well too. So I mean, I think Jeremiah Love got killed, but maybe he'll fall in the draft to the Cowboys or something.
Yeah. Nah,
I'm
like
just only saying that. I'm only saying that because I'm in Dallas and I know that'll turn the city up.
yeah, they need a running back too. But
They need
nah,
one
like
desperate.
I, I'd say Pavia, man. Like I felt like Pavia had the most
What
impressive
big
year.
wins did he have? Like that's what Mendoza had over him. Like Mendoza had great wins over him. Pavia, like the games where he could have been great, he wasn't great. So
Yeah, but I consider didn't they win against Texas?
And
is Texas a playoff team?
They
but they were
yeah,
ranked.
yeah, but they
Is
top
Texas a
15
playoff
though.
team?
They top
Is Texas a
15.
playoff team?
I, that's a
No,
big win to me, man. A top 15 team. I
Nah,
like that.
nah.
And in the
Big
SEC,
win to
like
who?
oh,
They
and then
didn't they lose. They lost 3 games this season, right?
yeah, they lost three.
Nah,
Them and
nah,
Texas.
nah.
And then they beat Missouri when Missouri was like top
Nah, man. Missouri, they
15-ish.
barely what how many points Missouri up on Virginia right now? Let's see. Let's see.
That's not comp, but I got Pavia, man. I
Hey
going through the
man, Missouri
SEC,
got a Missouri got a 4 point lead on Virginia, man.
yeah.
I'm just saying, dog.
yeah, that's not good. That's nothing to
Nah,
brag about.
I'm just
nah,
saying, dog.
but
I'm just
yeah.
saying, dog. Who did he beat?
He
He beat
He
Missouri
got a
out,
sexy,
but
he got a
he
sexy mama. He got a sexy mama. He been
yeah,
playing in college football for about 7 years now. So
yeah,
he understand the game, and he got Theo, who was the guy? Theo Vaughn. He got Theo
yeah.
Vaughn on his side, you know what I mean? Like he's popular, man. He looks good. He could sell me some t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? He could, you know, that's the type of guy that, I like to have a few beers with Diego Pavia. Like, let's go party with Diego Pavia. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but give him a
Yeah,
Heisman Trophy.
yeah. It's
I
just
like that. I like that. Kane, I know you got some controversial shit to say of this, man.
No, I think so. Well, I mean, you trolling me or something? What I miss?
Mm.
What I miss? I'm for real. Like, why would I have some controversial to say?
Man, it's just because you always have a different opinion, man.
Oh
You
yeah, I mean, I like to think,
really,
I like to
bro?
play devil's advocate.
Am I trolling you? You were trolling me when you said that, bro. I swear to God, bro. Just the fact that you said that, bro. That was I fell for it, bro. You got me. All right? Jesus fucking Christ, man. You know what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying?
saying? What's up though? What's good? What's goody?
Look, bro. Like we on sports, man. So let's get up the new graphic. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Let me get a fresh graphic up, T. Since we on sports, man, let's talk about sports betting. Do you believe it's wagering that's ruining professional sports? Since you really didn't get on that last topic, man, let's start with Kane. You feel me? And first off, do you think professional sports are being ruined by something in the first place?
Okay, I do think it's being ruined, but I don't know if it's sports betting. I
Okay, well,
like it might be a multitude of things. So it might be sports betting and some other things. But I mostly think, and I can't even really say this because I don't watch enough sports. I mostly pay attention to basketball and some football. Actually, not even really that, you know. Um, so I can't really say how it affects other sports, but I think money, and I think maybe the goal to maximize profits, or maybe take the game and kind of optimize it in one way or another, in whatever way that suits your satisfaction.
I'm
I
glad you
think that is what. Hmm?
No, I'm glad you elaborated on that because I just thought you were going to leave it at money, but I'm glad you elaborated on that. But go ahead, go ahead.
Um, as far as money, the reason I said money is because I feel like the NBA specifically is kind of, for lack of better terms, pouring itself out. It's never been so, maybe hard is not the word, maybe difficult is not the word, maybe frustrating for sure to watch certain games, because these days you can buy NBA League Pass and that's only getting you a fifth or a third of all the games, because now you have to subscribe to Amazon Prime to see the games that the NBA licensed to them. And then you have to look at NBC for those licensed games. I mean, for the games they licensed to them, ESPN. So everything is so spread out. You'll find yourself having to look a specific number of places to watch games if you watch more than one team. If you just love basketball, you can't watch every game without coming out of pocket. And that's my main concern, you know. And that's where my head was at when I was thinking money. Um, but yeah, them trying to change the game, if they don't like the ball being kind of dead, they making up new rules to make offense more free flowing. So that kind of takes away from defense in a sense, or restricts them in a way. But at the same time, it evolves the game in the sense that now defenders, you're gonna have to find a different way or a better way to defend. It's just kind of like greed. Maybe greed is the perfect word for all this. Greed.
Yeah, and it's all out in the open now with all like you can see it on the internet, you can see it on your phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like it's everywhere. And I feel like that's kind of part of it, but it's not like as enjoyable as it used to be, the whole just fan experience. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like is like sports betting the reason for that, I don't know. I just feel like we have a lot more information now. And because we have a lot more information, a lot of things just kind of get drawn out to where it's like you don't really cherish it like you kind of used to. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, like you could just crank up the TV and you know what I'm saying, and you'd have to hope that you caught the stuff that you really wanted to watch. Now you could, pick it up on demand. So I feel like that's really more of an impact on sports betting or on professional sports than, sports betting is, just from my take.
Yo, so before I hit the field, so Kane, he doesn't really believe, well, both of you guys are basically saying no, it's not sports betting.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's a definite no for you and for Kane, right? Am I getting that right?
I'd say no.
Okay.
I said it's a multitude. I said it's more likely to be a multitude of things, and sports betting may be contributing to it.
Okay. Okay. Phil, what's your take on this, bro?
Man, my take is I think it is.
And why do you feel that way?
It just don't sit well with me when like sports leagues are partnering with sports betting books. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
All right.
Think about how you can use that money to either like you don't necessarily that's a whole in that's a whole nother stream of income or revenue for the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And these people have families and everything too, so that's a whole different bag. That yeah, it's a different.
so I can't say, but I'm sure when Vegas or when these things were ran, when these entities were ran by a different group of people,
Yeah,
like it wasn't so in your face, and it wasn't so much that they took something that was a vice and respected the vice and honored the vice and honored the person
yeah,
who vice it was to, partake in gaming. You
yeah,
dig what I'm saying?
yeah. Now,
But when
I
you
like that. I like the fact that you said that because it's gonna give me a perfect way to wrap up this segment, bro. I swear to God, that was nice.
but when you give it to a corporation who more so is concerned with profit and they understand that, hey, if we can make a profit on the earnings that not only we're already collecting, but what you guys are collecting off of what we're providing, we'll give you a platform to advertise your app or advertise your sports betting book. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then this betting book is, I'm sure, is getting a kickback because I mean, you don't think that because they're not really playing off of what, like the lines are not set off of who might win the game. The lines are set to influence behavior. You dig what I'm saying?
oh,
So if one group got more information than the other group, which is the House, got more information than the public. You know, they can set the line in a way to influence your behavior. I mean, that's like pretty much how people are making money now.
And then
Like,
just because you have lines going one way or the other, how much money you put on the line still, you know what I'm saying? The
right.
house will always win, you know. Yeah.
You
But
know, and
that's
it's a play on that itch of, you know, if I put this in and I can get this back, why not take that chance? And it's
exactly.
like, okay, yeah, you could take that chance, but we know how this gonna play out. Like, I mean, I
It's because look, man, for
follow the Denver Broncos over the years.
yeah, I know. That's definitely they've been doing it, but it's easier to do it now. It's easier to do it now and get away with it.
Right,
It's just you know when you see somebody like Terry, you got to remember, bro. Like these aren't the geniuses. These niggas were skipping class in college. These niggas were skipping class in high school. All they you know what I'm saying? So that's that. But I definitely think everybody's point again on this. Everybody hit. There were no misses, bro. But I definitely think sports betting is is messing up the game because it has been legalized. And when you have, I think everybody hit it, but I tend to side with what Kane said because the multitude of things like the NIL, social media, load management, all of these combined with like with sports betting is bringing the game down. And you look at the NIL thing, when you look at it from a lens that, yeah, man, Phil and Kane, man, they getting a stupid bag because they dad Dion or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
me, I ain't getting the same type of bag they got. You know what I'm saying? But so, my homeboy start, I told him, you know what I'm saying? I got somebody from our hood back home, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna put 100K up on a parlay, you feel me? On some player prop shit, bruh. You feel me? He just got to let they wide receiver one beat him. You feel me?
right.
Every route in the fourth quarter. It's just some easy shit, bro. Just let him win on his routes, bro. You feel me? Just let him win on his routes, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get the bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about giving us nothing out of your game checks when you get in the league and stuff like that. We gonna get it. It's just shit.
Now,
Just
but
easy,
then
bro.
check this out though. Think about it like this too. Like, just to piggyback off of what you said, right?
Yeah,
What if that nigga hurting? Like, what if that nigga got his own problems? You dig
yeah,
what I'm saying?
and that's that part too. And I didn't bring up that. And then we as a culture. We as a culture, I don't know when it started or because like if it has anything to do with the legal construct of who these people are, or the type of businesses that sports organizations are. He might know more about that, because his background. But um disclosing player salaries, bro, I believe also ties into this, that too, because it's not just us that knows how much these players have. They families know how much they have, so they're coming to them, you know, with different type of requests, bro. And who is the athlete to turn somebody who carried his broke ass for 18 years down, bro? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I took you to all those fucking games, nigga. The AAU tournaments, man. I went to your college games, bro. I kept them niggas out the hood off your fucking ass. I threw my life away for your ass, bro. And you don't want to give me shit? Niggas feel guilty, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I'm gonna let Phil beat me on all these routes next game, bro. I gotta look out for bro. Yeah, bro. Like, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking reason why Denver should lose to the Dallas Mavericks, bro. They got Cooper Flag running the point. We talk so much about Jamal Crawford, bro. Don't tell me this nigga ain't throwing no fucking games. These niggas, Dallas just lost to New Orleans Pelicans, nigga. Do you know how trash the Pelicans is? Do you know how trash the Pelicans is, man? Army lost to Tarleton State the first game of the season. And niggas want to tell me that this shit ain't fucking up the game. Tarleton State, man. Ain't nobody in their life heard of that shit. Niggas is fucking up, bro. They losing games that ain't never happened, bro. Even during slavery, teams ain't lost to the other fucking team. And now you niggas is losing and you laughing. Jaden Daniels, the nigga, bro, this nigga got a Heisman, bro. This nigga fumbled the last play against Chicago this year and was fucking laughing. Was fucking laughing at home. At the house, nigga. He already threw an interception the first play of the fucking game and was laughing.
Nigga,
and then fumbled the ball.
Nigga,
and then you gonna tell me that niggas ain't throwing games. I was so fucking happy when he got injured and was crying. Little bitch. Nah, bro. Y'all right, bro? Hell nah. Perfect segue, bro. And so that leads me, bro, because of what you said, bro. Do you think this shit was better when the mafia was running this shit? Before?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Do you even think just life in America was better when the mafia was able to run shit? And I'll let each of you, bro, just reflect on that, man. I know this just came out of left field, but how do you feel about that? Because you know, sports betting was largely ran by the mafia and mafia syndicates, bro. You know, but do you think just America as American culture just was better when the mafia was allowed to flourish the way they were? Now, granted, you had things like the Kennedy assassinations and stuff like that happening that they had their hands with, but do you think that America was great during those?
Well, I mean, if we're going back in time, then it wasn't really great for, it wouldn't have been great for me, but as far as like things being run in the shadows versus like being regulated,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
Hey man, I think when corporations are smaller, we get a better world, man. Like in general. So, I think what we are seeing is that corporations are taking control of most things in our lives. And because that power is becoming more centralized, um, we're getting like a lesser of a unique product. You know what I mean? Like there's less color in things because there are less children involved, and it's just really like a sign of the times, bro. Like,
and that's crazy that you said that, less color and things. Immediately what I gravitated to, because I'm so heavily involved in weed genetics and stuff like that, is I've just noticed within the last year, everything is just going so, like, when you go into the weed shops and stuff like that, like there's really no variation. Everything is just runts based. Like everything from the last 5 years has been going more and more towards runts based flavors. So now when you go now, all you see is lemon cherry gelato or something and that's just run. You know what I'm saying? It's like just piggybacking off of what you said. The corporations are taking the color out of things. Bro, you don't see the OGs that you used to see. You see what I'm saying? You don't see the hazes that you used to see. Bro, they have taken the color out of this shit, bro. They have sucked the blood out of this shit, bro.
The
You know what I'm
Pixies
saying?
won, bro.
And that's what they have done with sports betting, bro. That's a perfect way to close that, man. And that's
The Pixies are up, bro.
and it's like there are no more genres, bro. We're just listening to one type of genre, bro. And
Absolutely.
we as a diverse type of people, bro. I've never been in your car, any of y'all cars, bro, and y'all just been listening to country. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of music, yo, T, let me get the next graphic up, bro. Oh, hold up, man. Hey, Kane, did you want to add to that, fam? You good?
Yeah, I'm Gucci. Yeah.
All right, so like this year in music, bro, there were a lot of albums that dropped that made noise, bro. You know, Kendrick, he flamed up with his beef, with Drake. 21 just recently dropped a project. The Game dropped a short film project that, some people really liked. It wasn't nationally acclaimed or anything like that, but there were some projects. I mean, Clips, they Pusha T got Malice to come out retirement. You know what I'm saying? There was some projects this year, some surprise projects. As far as album of the year concerned, or there being a top 10, current artists in the game. Do you guys have a perspective on either of those two questions?
Yeah, so I wrote down a list of just all the albums I listened to and just kind of just tried to rate them in terms of my favorites.
Go ahead.
I just want to say like I didn't listen to like Taylor Swift or anything like that, Bad Bunny. So, what I'm saying? If that's hot right now, I can't really speak on it.
Okay.
But I'd say my personal album of the year was probably Burna Boy's No Sign of Weakness. I really like that. Um, Honorable mentions, I'd say Baldy James, Token of Appreciation. I think that was like a 7-track EP. Got to shout out Clips for Let God Sort Them Out.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
out of all those albums, are you saying, can you give your rating like out of a 5 mic rating? Go
Well,
ahead.
I think Burna Boy's album was real close to 5 stars. Like I say it was definitely 4.5. You know, uh, Boldy James, I say that was a 4-star EP. Clips, I thought that was about 4 stars. Um, I, Nav, I fuck with Nav's On My Way to Rexdale. I felt like there was a couple tracks on that. And then my last one was The Weeknd, Cry For Me. Thought that was a pretty good album this year, but I give it to Burna Boy.
Burn the Boy out of all of them, even
Yeah,
over Swifty.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Phil, how you? I mean, Kane, how you feeling? I'll let Phil wrap it up.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't really like much that came out this year.
You were
My
talking about Wale.
my
I listened to Wale album because of you and T, but especially because of you a couple weeks ago. We was on the joint. You bigged it up, bro. So you know what I'm saying. Then T ad libs of what you said. I was like, man, let me go play this shit, bro. I played that shit and listened to that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I forgot. So I know you was listening to shit this year, bro. Don't even do that shit, bro. Get off the sticks.
okay, so My most played album was Central C's album. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
T put me on that, and I really like that. So that's probably like my album of the year, honestly.
Okay, okay. You know,
Um,
that's a eyebrow raiser, but I didn't know he was as popular as he was. You know, I gotta listen to him. He's not
is
from
he
here.
popular?
No, he's like the 26th most popular celebrity in the world right now.
Okay,
Wow.
It's something like that. He's up there.
I ain't know that,
He's in
but
the top 50, bro.
yeah, it's gotta mean something.
Yeah, but who
But
else were you gonna say? My bad for cutting you off.
um, the Wale album was cool. It was really nice to hear him put out some good shit. I hate that he kind of ruined it with like the media circuit afterwards in a sense.
Oh, okay.
He didn't really ruin it. It's just
Well, did you see what happened with him and Kai Cenat? Do you think that has anything to do with it too? Because you know, streamers influence the music too now.
I mean I think I think the internet in general influences like I mean every we influenced by a lot. I witnessed in real time when people turned on Wale, bro.
When do you think that happened? The P. Diddy shit?
Nah, people turned on Wale. People turned on Wale the year that he played in the All Star game.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, he couldn't hoop.
he no listen, he was airballing shots. He just really didn't. He just looked really uncoordinated,
Yeah,
and
America hates
people
a black man that can't hoop, bro.
and people were tweeting that he was trash.
Yeah,
So a
I'm
lot of
telling
people
you,
who
bro.
don't think for themselves, you know what I'm saying? So
Like
like, oh,
he from
everybody's saying
DC,
Wale
dog.
is trash.
He from DC. He's supposed to be able to make a jump shot, bro.
I mean, okay. I mean, all I'm saying is that's how it happened.
T know
Like,
what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Like, nigga, that's some shit that you just mentioned, bro. You just dropped some bars, bro, because like nigga, I just had to think about that shit, bro. That nigga from DC, bro, he Nigerian, you feel me? But speaking of that, nigga, bro, nigga, there was this nigga that came from Nigeria, bro. Like I'm crossing niggas up and doing all type of double crossovers and shit at this point in my life. This nigga came from Nigeria, could only This nigga could only play soccer and tennis, nigga, and ping pong and shit, bro. He was only here 1 week. He was a better basketball player than me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So Wale doesn't have no fucking excuse, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was valid. That was valid, bro. They right. They right. My bad, bro. Feel how you feel, man. No pun.
Man, like I personally, I haven't listened to a lot of music from this year. Um, I will say that I enjoyed the Wale album. Um, I think, man, she, ain't no telling, man. I like the. I'm gonna be a Negro and say
Okay.
the NBA YoungBoy run his tour run like really showed
Damn,
like
I ain't even think about
who
that.
who really control hip hop right now. You interrupt the yeah, I need to get back in and I want to get some liquor.
Yeah. All right. So like that NBA young boy joint, bro, I ain't even think about that, bro, because his master tour generated like 70 million. You know what I'm saying? 70 million plus, and that's considering the type of music and the type of avenues he has aren't the same as what a Drake might not, I mean, a Drake might have, and he's a big artist, like considering how he gets his money like primarily from YouTube and not maybe Apple Music or Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just kind of, if you want to go back to most shocking news, I'd add that to most shocking news as well. The
Yeah.
fact a rapper other than Drake or Kendrick was able to do something that big. But go ahead, hop back in, fam.
All right, my
I,
apologies.
I just
No,
was I just was carrying on that NBA young boy because you mentioned him. But go ahead.
Right. But yeah, I think when he did his show, like his shows and the magnitude and like how much of a rock star they showed, it kind of like, to me, it kind of showed where hip hop is or where rap is, and kind of like, you know, what is future gonna be. Like, a lot of people have been talking about other albums that have come out, but like, I think most people consume music so quickly today, like they done with it just as fast. You know what I
Another
mean?
bar right there, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
everybody.
it's like, nothing really like sits with you, and like I'm listening to tracks from years ago because they're really timeless. Like, they're not trying to, make a sound. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
these are like tracks. Like, they don't even make like real soundtracks for movies anymore. Now I just went to go see the Marty Supreme movie today, and it had a
Yeah,
really good musical selection or musical composition on there. So I would like to hear that soundtrack, but they don't make soundtrack for movies anymore. I think music art in general is suffering from it being a art is suffering from being monetized. Content is suffering from being monetized. Like, what people are trying to do is, and I think just in general, we're trying to get 2020 back as far as like the internet space. And we went into 2020 and people began to make money, and they started to see like, you know, what they could do online from a monetization perspective. It just became that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, everything just started to move online. And now we're seeing an effect of it. And it's like we are losing a piece of what actually makes us unique, in the sense of like everything don't gotta be, on the internet.
yeah, yeah,
But I guarantee you though, because this is the field that I'm moving into, like, you better know how to protect it. Whatever you put on the internet, you better know how to protect it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's
don't trust. And I wouldn't trust these companies either. I wouldn't trust these companies either because they sharing the load off on somebody else. You
yeah,
dig what I'm saying?
yeah,
But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
yeah, yeah. That's why they penetrate. That's why they getting like it don't niggas out of high school to do pen tests for them. You know. So,
For
but
sure.
but look, man. As far as album of the year, bro, T, you put that graphic back up for me before you move on to the next one. But as far as the album of the year, you know what? Me, man.
I'll say Wale too, by the way. Just
Yeah, okay.
Wale's album.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Wale album. The Wale album, I I'm probably gonna either go with that or uh or Burna Boys, but they were some good albums this year. They were some good albums this year, man. Shout out to Midnight Akabeka. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with the reggae. Um,
Yeah.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. I know she had a run.
that Larry June and 2 Chainz album came out this year, right?
Yeah,
Facts,
yeah,
facts. That
Yeah,
that that that
that
that
was a cool one.
going.
That was a
yeah,
cool one. That was
yeah,
a cool one.
Was the Drake and Party Next Door joint this year?
yeah,
That was this
yep.
year.
All right,
That was this
shout
year.
out to them. Shout out to them because that stayed on top 100s, top 10 on Spotify and Apple Music. But you know, Drizzy's been accused of pumping fake joints out there. But if you listen to Drake projects, you don't even pay that shit no mind, bro. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because look,
No,
man,
Kia is my shit.
look, man.
Mhm.
This is just anything. This is just like whether you are a fan of music, whether you're a fan of sports or anything like that. You know people who respect the craft, right? You know people who respect the craft. That's why real hoopers or real basketball fans don't even like really get on KD that much, man, because you know he probably in the gym right now if they ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like you know Drake is a real like artist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he really respects the craft, fam. You know, but top 10 top current artists in hip hop, bro. Like I know you guys answered the first part of the question, but top 10 current artists in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's something, before we even move off to the second jank, you guys really, I appreciate you for being elaborate on your answers of the first part of that, but we didn't even touch on that. So anybody could get on that, Anybody could jump in on that, bro.
I would probably say, man, it's based off of who uh had the last hottest song. So
So Jay-Z, you cannot say somebody like Jay-Z or Nas or anybody.
no, fuck
But
no, bro. Like them niggas is not no current
Nas
rapper.
did put out an album this year. Let me say
I
that. And
don't
that
give
shit
a
was
fuck,
fire.
bro. Like
That
who
was
hear who wants to hear that shit, bro?
That shit was fire, bro.
it
Bro,
was.
I'm sure it was
Straight.
fire for the fans that liked it, bro. But like, nah, I feel you. Like, nah, nah. So top 10 rappers, I would say, man, if I could put a list out there, and this is no particular order. These are just 10 rappers I think you gotta mention if you're gonna listen. Kendrick Lamar, NBA YoungBoy, Drake, uh, like rapping right now, Gunna. I'm gonna put him up there. Uh, man, this is my top 10. Sauce Walker. Um,
That's five so far.
who was man? I can't think of the Griselda nigga from Benny the Butcher for
Yeah,
sure. Um, Benny the Butcher. Uh,
I'm fucking with West Side over him though, but go ahead.
I don't like West Side music, bro. I'm just going I don't I
Hey
think he's
yo,
a cool guy, but I just don't like his music.
hey yo. But you just said Benny though. That's six. You got four more though.
Almost top 10 rappers
Current.
right now.
Current. Hey T, put that graphic back up, man. People know what we talking about here.
Um, I guess I had to put Lil Baby in there, but I don't really like Lil Baby, man. I'll put probably Moneybag Yo up there. Uh, I'll put Key Glock there. These are just folks that I like. Uh,
One more.
who would I be? Who would I listen? Who would I be really wanting to listen to?
You got
Uh,
Kendrick Lamar, you got NBA YoungBoy, Drake, Gunna, Sauce Walker, Benny the Butcher, Lil
right,
Baby.
right.
It looked like Moneybag Yo and Key Glock. That's
I um man, I can't think of nobody else, bro. I really can't. I'm not even bullshitting you right now. Like
Think about who you mentioned for album of the year. Would you put any of those people up there?
I wouldn't say Wale is a current rapper.
Okay.
This is my thing. That's why I wouldn't.
That's for a whole nother conversation, but
Right.
IH.
I'm thinking this generation type shit. You know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty, man. Let's go ahead and put him up there.
All right, because he
Pooh
just got
Shiesty.
out.
And
All right.
that'll round it off.
Tia Kane, man. Y'all want to touch on that?
Yeah. Um,
Go ahead.
that's kind of hard. I have a lot. There's a lot of overlap with mine. So
Okay.
you gotta have Drake. You gotta have Kendrick. I'll give it to NBA out of respect. I don't really listen to NBA, but you know what I'm saying, I'll give it to him out of respect.
All right.
Um Gunna, even though I think his Gunna's last album was all right, but not as good as his last few. Um Playboy Cardi, gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to Lil Baby. So that's five for me.
Nah, you said Gunna, Playboy Cardi. Was that the last one?
Yeah, and then Lil
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh, that's six.
All right. Whew, shit, this is gonna be hard.
Yeah, Drake, K
Tra-
Dot, NBA Youngboy, Gunna, Playboy Cardi, and Lil Baby.
Travis Scott. I think he's still got it. Um, Central C. Um, Dang, it has to be somebody who's relevant. Um, Bees could
Who?
be
Who?
nine.
Who?
Bees.
Who is that?
Beeze, homie out of Detroit.
Oh, you said V's.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then I give it the Ice Word Vezo, even though I know like there's some people who could fit in for him, but I get that'd be my time.
All right, that's 10, man. So far, just as before I go to Kane, you want to get your mic ready for me, fam? But so far, the overlap is K Dot, NBA Youngboy, Drake, Gunna, and Lil Baby.
Yeah.
You know, Phil had Sauce Walker, Benny the Butcher. He had Moneybag Yo, Key Glock, Pooh Shiesty. I think you different from him with Playboy Cardi, Travis Scott, V's, Iceberg Vezo.
Yeah.
Where's your top 10 stand on that currently in the game?
Drake, Kendrick,
Who was your first one? I ain't hear it.
Drake,
Drake. Okay.
Kendrick, V's, Gun, Offset, 21, Future.
Oh, Future. Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, forgot Future.
Um,
that. I'll kick Lil Baby out to put Future in.
did
You
I say ESTG?
ESCG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Young Boy, Cardi, Rod Wave.
Hold
I
on, hold
don't
on.
listen.
So
I
far,
don't
you
listen.
got Drake, K. Dot, V's. That's three. Gunna, Offset, 21. That's six. Future, ESTG. Is there
Rod Wave.
NBA Youngboy and Cardi? Is there somebody you want to take off for Wild Wave?
Definitely. I don't personally. I don't listen to Rod Wave like that, but he been selling out arenas.
All right, so you got before you mentioned Rod Wave, you had Drake, K. Dot, V's, Gunna, Offset, 21, Future, ESTG, NBA YoungBoy, and Cardi. Now, let me ask you
I
this.
would take out ESTG then.
You would take out ESTG, but let me ask you this. Do you think V's is currently harder? I mean, not harder, hotter than Rod Wave? And it's not even about being hotter. Do you think V's is hotter than ESTG nationally?
I really think they in that same pocket together. Honestly, true.
Okay, okay. So you would take out ESTG and put Rod Wave.
Yeah, but I listen to ESTG. Like I
Yeah,
favor him over
yeah,
Wave.
I understand, but you're just putting it in the context of things. You have Drake, K. Dot, V's, Gunna, Offset, 21 Savage, Future, Rod Wave, NBA YoungBoy, and Cardi. That's who you believe's the top 10 right now. And we didn't place them in that in no chronological order. Everybody was freestyling for real, for real. Now, T, is there somebody you would take out for Future?
Well, I ain't gonna lie though. Um, if we talking about who is the top 10 or who is our top 10, which one is it?
Currently, that current artist, they're current. So it like like th- to piggyback off of that, I'm just gonna re-mention what Phil stated when he said that, Wale made an album, but he doesn't feel like he's current. Like that also states to relevancy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You get me?
Yeah. I see. I take out Icewear for Future
All
on
right,
mine.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. But Kane, you want to finish off with what you were saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to think of who I would take out for Travis Scott.
Oh, okay,
Probably gotta be. It's probably gotta
okay,
be V's. But I
okay.
don't know. I feel like Travis Scott just got more tenure in the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. I
Now
don't
we're,
know.
we're
Like
talking about current.
I
And
know, but I'm just saying V's ain't all the way in the dough yet like that. So I
but
feel like
his last project, do you think people were banging that? I think it was Jack Boys 2. Do you think more people are listening to Jack Boys 2 than V's latest gear? You think they jacking that Jack Boy more pause than that
I know Travis Scott has like a lot of fans.
yeah.
Like he has like I don't want to say a cult following, but
Yeah,
he
he
got
does.
his little niche. So like part of the reason why he sells a lot is because he does bundles with like certain fashion gear. So you'll be like, it's like basically like I'm paying for this Travis Scott sweater, limited edition, like it's Travis Scott, and then the album just come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I look at it like that. So I feel like Travis Scott would be more relevant
Yeah,
than
and it
V's.
also, his music come with perks and zans too. But that's for another discussion.
Mm, okay. I personally enjoy V's music a lot more. You know, that's just my opinion.
All right. All right. So that's the top 10. That's your top 10. I mean, Tom Phil, like you guys are standing on your top 10.
Yeah, if I would have to say anything about anybody else's, I just don't. I listened to that 21 Savage track or like that album that he put out. I couldn't really get through like the first few songs.
Yeah, and that's to that. I'm looking at you guys' list, and I just want to ask Kane, bro. I just want to ask Kane, bro, because I know there's some overlap. Both you and T have V's on your top 10 current, so I'm gonna leave him alone. But 21 is somebody that only you mentioned. And do you think he's currently hotter than Benny the Butcher? Um,
Yes,
do you think he's currently hotter in the game than Key Glock, Pooh Shiesty,
yes, no,
Moneybag Yo? Who was the no to?
Pusha.
You don't think he's hotter than Pooh Shiesty? So would you take 21 off your top 10 and put Pooh Shiesty?
I enjoy Pusha T music more than I enjoy 21. But
So
the
would you
same, I mentioned 21 for the same reason that Phil mentioned Lil Baby.
okay?
It's not the music, you know what I'm saying? It's just how I
He
can
also took
objectively say
he took Lil Baby off and put Future though.
righteous. So I mean, I didn't know, I didn't realize I had 21 in my top 10. I mean, I still wouldn't even take him out though.
All
Because I
right,
guess him ever since he been like affiliated with Drake, well, I tell you that, but ever since he got that J. Cole feature,
all right.
ever
That's
since he got that
A
J.
lot.
Cole feature, he been in
is
like
that
a
is
different
that how
like
you feel? Is that the political correct answer? Is that both? You feel me? That's like a
I feel like he's still making the same type of music. He like nah when he
He
first
done made
came
the
out,
same type of music for 10 years, bro.
nah, it's different, bro. Like he be trying to make like
he be
street
trying,
nigga
but
with class
he-
music instead of like that killer shit. This that slaughter gang shit.
he's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying, and a lot has to do with where he comes from. You know his background. You see what I'm saying? I understand
What?
that. Like it does.
You
You
said
know,
he's trying?
yeah, he's trying, but he's still making the same. I get what people are saying though when they say this because it's not just the people on the panel that are saying this. It's like people in Reddit and everything like that because they hear his verses. They're not talking about the production. They're not talking about the features, nigga. They're talking about 21's verses and his hooks a lot of times sounds the same. His cadences, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you feel me? Because like you know music because we were talking about this in the earlier episode, bro. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Kane, you feel me? You feel me?
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, and I mean, I guess I do agree to an extent, but to be honest, that shit just not good, bro. I mean, if we being honest, bro, the producers been carrying hip hop for a long time. If we just being because the best songs are the songs with the best beats.
Well,
You can take
tell me, hold up, stop. I'm sorry to pause you right there, but can any of you guys tell me an artist's album you guys listened to where the production wasn't fire and you was just on the lyricism? Just give me one
Bruh,
example of that shit.
I haven't heard anything like that since the like early or like yeah, early 2010s, bro.
Are you gonna put Eminem in that category or some
Yes.
shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Is there anybody not white as an artist that you would put in that category? Any of y'all? Is there anybody not white that you could say their production was trash, but that shit was still fire? Whoo!
Yeah. That's a good one.
Because no, I just say that because
Yes.
he made a valid point. Kane made a valid point now. Like the producer has been carrying niggas. The producer has been so relevant. Like we come from the era of the super producer, nigga, Timberland, Scott Storch, Them type niggas, man. You feel
Yeah,
me? We didn't even know about the others, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But now like it's like every producer is just as big as the artist, bro. He ain't lying.
Man, listen, bro, these producers are
808
like
Mafia.
they're the backbone of hip hop right now. You know what I'm saying? But all of their beats are or the hardest beats, bro, they sound the same. Like they got that deep piano. Dun, dun, dun. Like they real these beats are spooky right now.
But
Like
look,
hip hop is real spooky right now, real dark. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not really like enjoying a lot of the songs that you're hearing. Like you're not dancing to these songs. You know what I mean? Like you're doing nefarious activities to these songs.
I get it, man. And look, man, maybe it was just the cult, it was just the shock of the way that the statement that Kane made hit the pod, bro. But for real, bro, for real, for real, man. Let me like I think the producer always carried hip hop, bro.
Always.
Artists in hip hop. Maybe it was always about the producer, bro, slash DJ. Like
The
that's what,
DJ really, bro. The DJ really.
but the DJ is the producer now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Manny
Right.
Fresh. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like,
The DJ though. The DJ for sure.
yeah, I mean, the DJ became the producer, right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like, what Kane is saying is true, but it's also like that was always that. Because look at any of the rap empires, bro. It was always the producer. P. Diddy got credits for being the producer, but he wasn't the producer. It was that nigga that was with the loving hip hop bitches and other niggas in Bad Boy. And it was Swiss Beats. It was
Right.
Timberland. You know what I'm saying? The
TVJ.
Timberland had the lineup with Missy, Aaliyah, Genuine, and them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was always, it's always been the producer, right? You know, any pushback on that? Well, all right, man. Look, man, median streams, bro. We got,
We
you
got comparisons, I think.
Hey man, this is the second time you didn't like completely cut me to like say to go on a 10 and do some other stuff, man. I don't
know,
even remember what I was saying, bro. But I know my point wasn't finished. I will say this though. The whole producers been carrying this shit. That's the whole reason why I don't give as much credit to when everybody's saying the women is running hip hop. Nah, the women is not running hip hop, bro. The women are giving samples, bro, of songs that's already hits and redoing the song over, bro. That's not the same, bro. That's not the same, bro. Coil Ray, Lotto, Glorilla, Meg The Stallion, they biggest songs in the past 3-4 years, bro, has been songs that's been heavily sampled from
a
a song
remix.
that's already a hit in like recent years, bro. You got a song with a wipe you down sample and you using the same flow, bro.
It's
Cardi
true.
B did the same thing with Bodak Yellow, bro.
It's true.
She did the same. She took Kodak's on, bro.
You
I'm
give me
not.
a
I'm
third
not finna
example, bro.
just because niggas weren't really putting out shit, and the only thing that we really was popping or leaning towards was some songs that reminded us of some songs that men already made. Like, no, I'm not finna say women are running hip hop, bro. Like they keeping everything afloat. Like they you know what I'm saying, making the time go by or whatever. But nah, I didn't agree with that. And I said that because if we being honest, we really like the beats. If you take away, if you that's a
Yeah,
you that's a pre-order, that's a
that
prearranged
Glorilla
song,
beat
bro.
is hard. That
Whew.
Glorilla beat is amazing.
Nah, bro, but he's making a valid point, bro. And my fault for stepping on your lines, both of y'all, like just recently and earlier, bro. But that's a valid point. But also with you bringing that back up, with that back up, Kane. Look, man, do you guys with looking at your top tens, bro? Jesus Christ, bro. People gonna think that that's sexist, bro. You guys didn't mention one female rapper, bro. And I'm glad Kane said that, bro, because you guys didn't mention one female rapper, bro. And we talking about top 10 current rappers in the game, bro.
That's real. That's real.
And look at all these 10 niggas y'all put up there, bro. None, like, come on, fam. Like Glorilla, Megan the Stallion, who's the other one? Sexy Red, or
Mona Leo. Mona Leo.
who?
Yeah.
Mona Leo.
Look, I don't even know who that is, but her, the Lotto girl, or any of them hotter than any of these dudes y'all got on y'all top 10. Just so
Bro,
I
they just
remind,
realistically,
just
bro,
so I remind
they
you.
hotter than a couple of these.
Let me remind you of who you said, bro. I think Phil was it Phil?
Oh, yeah, bro.
We talking about hotter, who's hotter. We talking about who's hotter. We not talking about
I'm saying I remember when niggas was known for the music. What Drake said.
It's funny.
I remember when niggas was known for the music, dog.
What you talking
Like,
about?
come
Nigga?
on,
Was
bro.
it? Come on.
Listen, bro. If Lotto wouldn't have been walking around saying my man, my man, my man, when people was asking about 21 Savage, we wouldn't have been talking,
But you
seeing
said
her or
Lotto.
nothing for.
Hold up.
Hold on.
You said Lotto, but you said
No. I'm
Lotto.
proving the point.
Lotto isn't the hottest female rapper, bro.
That's not the point. It don't matter who.
That's
She
the
ain't got to be the
point.
hottest. My point is,
Out of them.
oh my goodness,
Did
bro.
she replace?
Let me land, bro. Let
Go
me
ahead,
land, bro. My point is, bro, women don't have to be good at music to stay relevant, bro. That's my only thing, bro. That's my only thing, bro.
But what
Women
does
don't
that
have to
have
be
to do
good at
with being
music to
the
stay
current?
relevant.
What does that have to?
Why is Saweetie still relevant? Cause she
We ain't
fine as
talking
hell,
about
and it's
Sweetie, bro.
We're
rumors
not
that
talking
she
about
been
Sweetie though.
fucking this
She's
nigga
not
Hey,
no
and this nigga
current
and this
rapper.
nigga, bro.
You
She's
just
not a
brought up
current
the
rapper.
whole look, bro. I'm
That's not
sorry.
the point. She's not a
Exactly.
current rapper, but she's still she still come up, bro.
Exactly. I like that you brought it up. The only reason why I'm bringing this up, bro, is because of something you brought up, bro, and it's something that needs to be talked about. So my bad, bro. What you said and what everything you mentioned is good. So I don't want people out there to think that I'm stepping on your lines because I'm disagreeing with what you're saying, but I am because I don't think it has anything to do with who's the hottest currently in the game right now. And when you look at what
What was
these
the last song Lotto put out?
no. I only brought her up because I know
What was
she
the
did.
last song Glorilla put out? What
Look,
was the
you
last
said
song Meg? No, I'm
I
Let me
saying
cook.
Lotto,
answer. Just
let me
tell me
start with
something.
Lotto. She just did a
Let me
feature
cook.
21 on his album that people
Look,
were
man.
talking about. You know what I'm
Who?
saying? You want me to talk about Glorilla? She did a collab with Megan the Stallion that they still play in all the clubs and the strip clubs. Who's the last one? Look, bro, if you're gonna make a question, I'm gonna answer that shit. But let me just say this: we're talking about who's the top 10 current rappers in the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you said V's, who I've never heard about, but I've heard about Megan the Stallion, nigga, and she's dating Klay Thompson. Who the fuck is V's? On Bloods. Hey, listen, bro. Hey, who's the top 10 current rappers in the game, bro? You have got to take a nigga off this shit for one of these females, bro. You're a real nigga, bro. Let me tell you who you told me. You told me Drake, K Dot, V's, Gunna, Offset, 21 Savage, Future, Rod Wave, NBA Youngboy, and Playboy Cardi. That was a top 10 joint. But when I thought about it, I thought about the females too, bro. And these females are hot.
No,
Are
they
there
not, bro.
are there anyone's who you would take off?
No, nigga, it's not happening. Hang it up. Flat screen.
All right. Tamba Phil. Is there anybody y'all to take off y'all list, man? Phil,
Shit.
None of them.
You
Nobody.
could
Phil, you told
Stop
me.
playing. Stop
you
playing.
could argue though, man.
I'm just saying, bro. Benny the Butcher, bro.
Hey, bro.
Key Glock, Key Glock, bro. You don't think You don't think Megan Thee Stallion hotter than Benny the Butcher in the game right now, bro? Come on, bro. She throwing out the first
Hold
pitch
on.
at the
For
Yankees.
what though?
Look,
Listen, listen.
listen
Megan Thee
to me.
Stallion. No, no, let me ask you a question. Let me say something. Megan Thee
Hey, low
Stallion
Hey,
might be
key.
real shit,
hotter.
bro.
Hold on, wait a second. Megan Thee Stallion might be hotter right now, but I guarantee you it's not because of music. I guarantee you.
Oh, so now niggas throwing different type
Hey,
of pitches.
listen, bro.
Niggas throwing different.
To answer your question,
Okay,
yes.
thank you so much, bro.
Yes.
One up.
But that doesn't but
You
hotness is based on a buzz, right? You know what I'm saying? I got a buzz bigger than insects in Texas. You dig what I'm saying? Like who's buzzing right this minute, bro?
But that's
You
the
know,
whole point, bro.
that's the point. That's the point. Like music aside, because
That's
I
the
don't think
whole
that
point.
really got like I think that's a part of it, but that's not the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas make good music, bro, and don't got no buzz, don't ain't nobody talking about that. But when we talk about rapping, yeah, like the girls, you know, the girlies, they holding it down for them. You feel me? They have their own sector in the game. I'm not gonna put them in my top 10 because I'm a man. And I don't give a damn who got nothing to say about that. Like I'm
Who
not turning on, Glorilla or Megan Thee Stallion or Mona Leo or any of these young ladies at any time when I'm riding in my car.
Okay.
If she ain't really singing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be listening to that type of music. But that's me though. Um, but I'm also, man enough to say that hey, these girls do have their own lane and they have a position in rap. And they are hotter than had like Glorilla hotter than probably have the niggas I done said on my list, to be
Yeah.
real. You know what I'm saying?
That's all
Like,
I was. That's all I was looking for. You see what
yeah,
I'm
yeah, for
saying?
sure. Nah, for sure. I'm gonna
Like
be.
acknowledge
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna be honest and say
And
that. Like,
look,
if I go,
and look.
if I put Glorilla on the flyer at a club, and I put 21 Savage on the flyer at a club, which one gonna have that bitch blow it out more?
Hey, why Kane looking at the screen like that? Look, man. Look, this shit. Look, bro. It don't have nothing to do with music, bro.
It
We
don't got nothing to do with music, bro.
we
It got
100
nothing to
about
do with
that.
music, bro. It's politics, bro.
But
It's politics, bro.
but I'ma also say this though. I'ma also say this though. And look, when when a Glorilla track or Megan Thee Stallion track got like 100 million views on YouTube, and a V's track got like 5 million. That don't got nothing to do with the music either, right?
No,
Why people like the song.
no. V's probably ain't got that machine behind them, though.
So you think if the same people heard the same songs, more people would like V's music over those females, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say that because I think you got to have a. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Nah, they're probably
People
still
listening to
like the
both of
other
those
police.
artists. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
see?
possible.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Like I haven't I'm not gonna take away like what really makes a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll have to go into the forensic, like the details of what makes a hit. Like I don't think V's makes trendy music.
Kane, why were you shaking your head, bro? What's the deal?
feel like, you know what I'm saying? No offense to Phil, but I feel like sometimes when we say stuff like that, it's just really a way to move the goalposts.
How so?
Like because a song is like the whole analytics thing in basketball. Like a song can be a hit locally, like just in Tuscaloosa. That don't just because a song is a bigger hit because it's played like on stations outside of Tuscaloosa all over Alabama don't necessarily mean that this Tuscaloosa song ain't a hit. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Cause it's a bigger song where the song might be played outside of Alabama in like the Southeast or something like that. Then another song bigger than that played in the whole South. Another song played nationally. So I mean, we know what a hit is, man. You know when you hear it, you might not even like it at first, but if it's catchy, if it's you know what I'm saying, you know what a hit is, man.
Hey, look, man. Like all three of you though, bro. I think y'all have to take somebody off and put like somebody like Megan Thee Stallion in. We talking about rappers though, bro. Like, come on, bro. She got a nigga in prison who didn't even shoot her. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like relevance, all that shit, bro. You know, that's just what I'm gonna say on that though, bro. You know, just to wrap it up, man. I'm really disappointed y'all y'all did that shit, bro.
Bro, what has she done, bro? Like, bro, what are we talking about, bro? The last song that I've seen from her that made any noise was the song when she was dissing Nicki Minaj. Outside of that, a standalone song that she put out that was a hit, I ain't heard enough from her. And I don't listen to her a lot, so I could be wrong. I don't want to misspeak, but like, come on, bro. It's been about this trial. It's been about her being a victim. It's been about who she laying down with. It's about who she being seen out with in public, bro.
Look, I
Why
don't
am I mentioning her with dudes or with artists that I feel like I mention them because of their music or because of they or people fuck with them
Bro,
because of their music? Why am I mentioning them in the same list?
it's
It's the same token where you just said, okay, if a song is heard locally, that don't mean that it ain't quality music. Or like let's like you're hearing or you're not even really listening for the music, but that don't mean that it don't hit with somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Like a
I
hit,
can
like a hit ain't nothing but how many people hear it and how many people listen to it. Like the Mr. Big, all right, if I play Mr. Biggs and you know the song I'm talking about, take the
yeah,
shit to crowd. If
yeah.
I play that shit in an arena full of people,
It's gonna resonate with a lot of people.
motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, okay, well, goddamn, that's a nice song. Who made that song? Right? That's some regional shit
A lot of
based
people
on what you
listen,
saying.
bro. I'm gonna tell you why though. And you're mentioning the song. It's because a lot of people started selling dope in 1986, though. You see what I'm saying? So you can't really, you know what I'm saying? That's a good example, but you see what I'm
what
saying?
was I finna say? Oh my
Don't try to do that shit, bro. I had to say that shit, bro. That nigga says some good shit, bro. That was some good shit. You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
saying, like a hit ain't really like to me at least ain't based on a region. It's based on if it sound good, bro. It's always been based on that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a certain ear for certain types of music. I don't listen to screamo and shit like that because I don't got no fucking ear for it, bro. Like a hit usually rings on most ears. Like you know that, bro. Like I didn't take offense of what you said, but I'm not gonna let you say that, oh, I don't listen to Meg's music and then say that it can't be a hit. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying it can't be a hit. I'm saying it hasn't been a hit lately. There's been hella songs that I have heard from her that I understood why it was hot and why
I would
people
agree though.
liked it, and I just didn't like it.
I
What
would
I'm
agree though.
saying is,
I think
if we taking it for example, the last song, if I'm
it's the my man shit with my baby, my baby.
okay, so boom, you
That's
you
the
see where
last.
I'm
That's the
gonna go
last
with
hit.
this.
That's the
The
last hit.
la that was a hit.
I mean, no, I mean, if you're gonna say it was a hit, no, I don't think it was a hit at all.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
The
I'm
video
going
was off the chain. Oh, that video was a masterpiece. But
and
that's
that was my whole point. I couldn't watch the video unless I put the song on mute.
you what? That made the song. That made the
Hey,
song
hey,
better
hold
to
up,
me.
hold up, bro. If y'all have seen the Fat Joe and Jada podcast, bro, they throw flags, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a flag on the play because that nigga didn't have that shit on mute, bro. Come on, man. Know what I'm saying?
You watching it on mute is just like
That nigga know that song. Lyrics, whole hook. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know the hook. I know the hook because I know the video.
And it wasn't on mute. You heard?
Man, Ice Spice had a crazy year in 2022
Yeah.
or 2023, one of them years, bro. And you think that I'm gonna
Ice
put her over
Spice.
some niggas that was actually doing something?
But if
Ice Spice
she
though.
was in the top 10 that year though. She was in the top 10 that year.
Hey,
That had to too.
Phil, don't
You
act
talking about
like, hey, hold on, Cloud. Hey, Phil, don't act like, hey, you was there. You was, hey, because she's still shaking ass at the deli. Yeah,
Listen, when she was thick, when she was thick, when she
yeah,
was
you
thick,
do.
she was thick. But
Yeah,
she
and
lost
let
the
me tell you
sauce to me,
something.
man.
And let me tell you something. It wasn't because of the music.
Was she in top 10 though that year though? 2022.
No,
Hell
no,
yeah.
Yeah,
nah,
she was
If
hell,
we talking about relevant, she was top
No,
15 for sure.
yeah.
look,
nah.
man. T, do you take anybody off your list? You know, you had Drake, K Dot. You know who you had, bro. Is there anybody you would take off for any of the females mentioned?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what Phil said earlier. Like half of them could go off with Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would consider taking like bees off for like Glorilla.
And that's no slight to V's. I'm just saying we know what type of career those females mentioned was having. You dig? You know? But
Yeah.
that's just that, man. But you know, um, I'm glad y'all put y'all input on that because people will see y'all top tens and just see that you know no females were really mentioned and just think that y'all were throwing disses in. You know,
And I
Yeah, I
would
mean, but that ain't because that ain't because
right.
what like that ain't but
What?
it ain't because they women though. It's because you know.
you know, because like let me also mention, you know, the alligator bites don't heal album by Doechii. I don't know if that was this year or last year.
Hey man, I seen Doechii in person, bro. And like I just said, you gotta have an ear for that type of music. It ain't for me.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
It ain't for me either, bro. But I'm
Mm.
saying like she's an artist though, and
I mean, like she hot, you know what I'm saying? She won a
she's
Grammy.
hot.
Yeah.
You feel me? She won a Grammy. You did, but bro,
You know,
every time I hear Doechii, bro, like I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. When I hear Doechii, I'm losing in 2K. So I'm closely associating my L's in 2K with her, and that's where my
it's
bias is.
bias. It's bias. You know, but so with that, bro, you know, I'll just go. That's a good segue, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that be a letdown. Look, what is that, bro? What is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing something, man.
Yeah.
Look, bro, that oh, okay. So
All right.
new topic, bro. Rapper that since we're in rap, bro, the rapper to NBA player comparisons, man. You see what we got on the board, bro. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of mentions and comparisons have been made to rappers and NBA players, and a lot of rappers.
21 Savage KG? Come
Yeah,
on, bro. What the fuck?
so, and these are just hypotheticals. But if there any comparisons y'all may have made in the past or anything like that, what would they what and who would they be?
Man, bro, this is some crazy shit I'm seeing on this screen, bro.
Let's get to the ones we can agree on first.
All right. Well, who would be a Jay-Z comparison? Is that set in stone? It would be MJ. Or would
I
it
like that comparison.
Phil?
Who's Magic Johnson, man?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If Hove is MJ, who's Magic Johnson? Who's Larry Bird?
I guess would Nas be Magic?
you gotta
Larry Bird is
Nas,
Eminem.
I changed my mind.
you gotta say
Nas would be I feel like Nas would be Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
who
So
do
where
you
does
think?
Andre 3000 fit in this?
True.
If Nas is Tim Duncan,
Andre 3 Stacks.
Nah, Nas couldn't be Tim Duncan because of can you re-say what you said, Phil?
so my thing is like, all right, if we are we basing this off of accolades or are we basing this off of like style?
Okay.
Style.
I think it's just like, however you can make it relate. It's
Okay.
not about accolades. It ain't necessarily about styles, just a mixture of things. Like
I
for
think
me,
styles would make more sense.
like for me, I took like a lot of people go is MJ and a lot of people go is Hove. So that's where I made that connection, right? Um, they say Drake I mean, that's Drake. They say some people say LeBron is the GOAT. LeBron can do a lot of this, a lot of that. We ain't never seen, what I'm saying, LeBron before we seen LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You got the longevity factor, okay, Drake. All right. So with the Drake thing, I tried to think about, I mean, everybody on here know the Kobe and the Wayne comparisons.
Yeah.
Kobe, I'm gonna go with Kobe next. Kobe and Wayne, man. Um, Kobe had two separate Hall of Fame careers with two different jersey numbers, 8 and 24. Lil Wayne had two separate Hall of Fame careers, one with Cash Money, one as a solo artist. Um,
Cool.
he had a whole
Y'all are good.
generation.
Y'all are
Huh?
good. Y'all are good, man. Y'all are good. Because you set this up perfect. So you answered your own question. Who Bird and Larry, who Bird and Magic were, if you're going with that. That's pretty good though. That's some good stuff, man.
See, I was kind of thinking Kanye might be Magic Johnson.
No,
Yeah,
that's not good,
that could
bro.
work.
I just gave you a compliment and you fucked it up, bro. Because
I
look,
but
bro,
because I
nah,
hadn't thought about. I would have to think too much. It was kind of broad.
nah,
I
because
didn't I didn't
if you're
connect the
going
dots.
if you're going with that, who I would think would be Bird and Magic would be Pac and Big, right?
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm thinking as well. Like this,
Well, I
Yeah.
gave
like this gotta have some type of historical context aligned with it as well, too, to me.
Hold
You
up,
know?
bro. Y'all said Birdman is Pat Riley, bro?
Yes, bro. Do you see this shit, bro? Like, god damn, bro.
no.
Jesus.
I'm saying no. Listen, no. Hold on. Hear me out, though. Hear me
So,
out.
so
Hold on. Hear me out.
it
Hear
was
me
you.
out. Hear me out, bro. Hear me
Playboy.
out. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, Pat Riley did his thing, you know, as a coach. He did his thing as like a what you call it? Not like a owner, but a GM.
Yeah.
And I feel like Birdman is one of the top. He's one of the best A&Rs like ever. I don't know
Yeah.
if A&R is the right word, but look at all the talent he done found. Don't forget, Young Boy is under Birdman. So you got everything Cash Money did, like all them guys, like you got the big timers, you got Cash Money, you got, bro, it's so much stuff Birdman and did, bro.
Look,
Yeah.
Like he had
For
Young
real.
Thug under him.
So Birdman's Pat Riley, who's David Stern?
no, look, we gotta stay on that Pat
Ooh.
Riley, man. I'm not gonna let you get off that, but remember that though. Who's David Stern? Who's David Stern? But look, Pat Riley though. Pat Riley never robbed his players. People went to Pat Riley to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember this, bro. You know what I'm saying? He builds he builds mediocre talent up to look like something, bro. Niggas with something went to Birdman and had their careers, you know what I'm saying? Crushed.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can't I don't think that's the one, bro.
Okay, well, what y'all think about Meg Thee Stallion being Angel Reese?
I can see that.
Oh, I think that's kind of shady. You know what I'm saying? I think that's shady, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. I think that's shady. Let me tell you why I think that's shady though, man. Look, I think that's shady because oh no.
Nah.
Yeah, I think that's shady though. Because even though she has a lot of off the court shit that has helped her build up her, you see what I'm saying? That is a good one. That's a good one. Hold on, let me check this list, make sure it's not on here. That is a good one. It could have
Yeah.
been on there.
Yeah.
It could have been on there, but there's so many other artists, but I mean other players she could have been referred to because her music, her on the court play cannot be compared to Angel Reese, bro.
Why can't Angel Reese got the most double doubles all time?
That
She
shit.
like, cause
No, 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 no,
stop
no, no,
playing with
no, no,
Angel Reese out here, bro.
For
Stop
no,
real.
playing with Angel
no,
Reese out here,
no,
bro.
For
no.
real.
This is why I'm gonna say that, bro. This is exactly why I'm gonna say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? With Meg and shit like that, her antics and all of that shit, bro. Her stuff gets heavy spins in a strip club in an environment that used to be dominated by male music, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's tapped into the niche, bro. One that she probably used to prior work at with the popping she be doing. I don't know if she used to be a stripper or not. She's tapped into that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's the music. It's on the court play. Now we're talking about Angel Reese, bro. Niggas have seen Angel Reese hoop, bro. Please don't make me re-mention that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? She is the only on the court hoop. I mean, on the court stuff she's really been remembered from, bro. It's the stuff in college, bro. Like the stuff has been like comedic. The stuff like her highlights from the NBA. So don't tell me she's had the most double doubles. Tamba tried to show me that stat and shit like that, bro. Hell no, I'm not going for that, bro. Y'all niggas need to stop that shit, bro. She shouldn't. They are 25 other WNBA players who need to be mentioned before she gets mentioned, bro. Seriously. They do not need to be talking about her on the court play. But please, bro. Y'all niggas need to stop, bro. Y'all niggas have hooped. Do not tell me about Angel Reese highlights on the court. It need to be some off the court shit, bro. Don't do that, bro. That's so disrespectful to say Meg Thee Stallion is Angel Reese, bro. But go ahead. My bad, fam. My bad, bro. Why you do that, man?
So Missy Elliott got to be somebody like Maya Moore.
Maya Moore, Shell Miller,
Yeah,
whoever.
yeah,
I didn't make this to be like so literally. You know what I'm saying? Like all this started was because I saw T.I. Again, like recently, saying that he'll beat anybody in the verses or anybody in his era in the verses or whatever.
Who's this era?
Just the 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. So that'd be like Nelly, Ludacris, Wayne, Hove,
Can he be Wayne in
Kanye.
versus? Can he be Wayne?
And I mean, it
mm,
depends. Like from the rules, yeah. I mean, you might have a chance because he got more singles or like hits than Wayne. Wayne got like a lot of stuff he was featured on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and like a lot of freestyle. So him being more of a mixtape artist kind of takes away from him as far as accolades go. It kind of like hinders him like negatively. It kind of affects him negatively.
Who's your NBA player comparison for Ti? Who do you guys have for that? He's the
I ain't
first.
gonna lie. I'm thinking like, am I tripping for saying Allen Iverson? Like he was an MVP that one year. Ti was like arguably like the hottest one year. I think it was that year. The album "Live Your Life,"
Yeah, paper
if I'm
trail.
not mistaken.
Yeah,
So, I'm looking at it like that. I'm not looking at it like so literally. I'm not looking at it like skill wise. Like, for example, the greatest white player ever is probably Larry Bird, like American anyway, not counting like Jokic. So, I just gave it to Eminem. Like it ain't got nothing to do with who was Magic or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Same with 50. A lot of people have 50 really, really high all time because of that crazy peak he had them that he had the mixtapes leading into the 2000s with Get Rich or Die Trying all the way up to when he started falling off trying to battle Kanye with album sales. So I'm looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's up. It's completely maybe subjective is the right word. There's not really any right answer.
So who's young boy? Wemby?
yeah, like
Um
John Morant.
I got him on here, I think. I got Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
Is there a Wemby in the game?
I don't think so.
it
That's
had to
fair.
be somebody that just got in the game.
Yeah, and that's fair. Because nobody that just got in the game is that big.
Nah. But I got Jared McCain as Lil Uzi Comp.
Nah,
You know,
I don't like that one, man, because Philly lost to Brooklyn the other night, bro. And nah, bro.
I ended up switching J. Cole from Tim Duncan because I feel like Nas was a better Tim Duncan. So I put J. Cole as Kawhi.
Let,
Yeah,
let, let me tell you why I have a problem with Nas being the Tim Duncan, bro, comparison. Before I ask Phil to, wrap it up, man. But like the reason why I look at that, and I heard y'all mention that earlier, but the reason why is if Nas is Tim Duncan and Hove is MJ, how does that correlation work?
yeah. 'Cause it had to be somebody like in the same era.
Because you guys,
I thought about it. Do you think Nas would be better off being Isaiah Thomas just because of like, it doesn't have to be
yeah,
as
because Isaiah,
completely relevant. Like the Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole, that kind of just works. Because Kendrick will be KD, Cole would be Kawhi, Future would be Steph Curry, Drake is LeBron. That just works because they all in the same, you know what I'm saying, same timeline or the same era. They don't
hold
have
on,
to necessarily.
who's J. Cole?
I would give J. Cole Kawhi. But
I could see it.
I
They
also
all got
did give
raped.
DMX. I also did give DMX Hakeem because DMX had like a year or two when he was arguably the hottest in the game over Hove. But
Yeah,
that was when like Hove not Hove. That was when Hakeem had one of them couple years MJ had went to the baseball league and he was doing some other shit.
Hey, yo,
So
if you switched Future and Drake, right? And you gave J. Cole, you gave J. Cole Clay Thompson, man. Clay Thompson, man. You gave
I don't know about that.
Why not, man? Because look, man, you give him Kawhi, bro. Ka- nah, bro. Kawhi done threw some games, bro. Hell nah. I don't want to give him that
I
Kawhi label, bro.
so I gave Playboy Cardi SGA. I gave Wale Paul Pierce. I gave Gucci Man Master P. You get it? Because Master P paid for the Raptors for a little bit. I don't know. But I gave 21 Savage Luca. You know, I gave Lil Baby Harden. I gave Jeezy Mello. Um,
You should have gave Gucci Man Meta World Peace. Uh, like uh Ben Wallace. Yeah, Ben Wallace. You know what I'm saying? Because this how he rebounded so many times. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? How he go anywhere, man. Just the whole Gucci Man persona, but and well, yeah, he would be a good meta world piece, bro. Or somebody who got out the league and came back would be a good Gucci. But that is a good Gucci though, Master P too though. You know what I'm saying? But then again, Master P is somebody who shouldn't have even been on the court in the first goddamn place. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, you're saying like Gucci Man should have never been in the rap game. But if Young Jeezy ever got a foot in the door in the rap game, then Gucci Man definitely should have too. You know what I'm saying? Because they introduced in the game at the time where there was a lot of like backpack rap and you had to be super lyrical, the type of shit, the type of like cadences and shit where I heard like niggas at the bus stop freestyling with these type of cadences and here it is, these niggas is making platinum songs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know,
okay, so what if Biggie was Grant Hill?
Because Biggie came in before Jay.
Hmm.
But I do because of like, what I'm
feel it.
saying,
I
shortened
feel it.
career at a peak, you know what I mean?
I feel it, bro, that it
Yeah.
makes sense, but he'd have to be like Bobby Hurley. Or not. He'd have to be like Len Bias. Yeah,
Yeah, somebody like that.
Biggie had to be like Len Bias. I said Bobby Hurley. I was tripping. But he'd have to be like Len Bias, you know, something like that. That'd have been a good one. But also though, Len Bias never played on the court though in the NBA, right? What's his name? Bird and Magic did.
Yeah.
What y'all think about maybe possibly Gucci Man being Charles Barkley?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because they both from Birmingham or they both from Alabama.
Yeah, and the way Charles Barkley played his like professional career on the court and everything. That's a better one. That's a better one than Meta World Peace. Because Meta World Peace hasn't um gotten that Hall of Fame shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Don't know if he ever will. You know, but the way Gucci is treated is definitely like he's gotten his Hall of Fame jacket. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's legit.
I couldn't think of a good Boosie, you know what I'm saying? So I just really compared Boosie to KG because, you know, a lot of people hold KG to a really high regard. You know, KG an MVP. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I don't know. You know,
I
I
feel
didn't think
that
it was out of pocket.
What's up with that Jeezy Carmelo joint? Phil probably seen the whole right side and was like, yo,
Honestly,
I did
like
see the whole right side and was like, bro, what the fuck am I looking at, bro?
real talk, bro.
I'm saying
Like,
though, so the Birdman Pat Riley joint, I feel like a genius when I
I
thought of it.
that one has some relevancy. I'm gonna honestly give you that, bro. But let's start at the top. SGA and Cardi, bro. Like y'all listen to Cardi, like Playboy Cardi music, bro. Like y'all listen to that shit, bro. Like you telling me as a 30-year-old man, you listen to that shit, bro.
And you
Nah,
see,
but hey, his first two albums was like,
Bro, that shit came out 20 years ago, 10 years ago, bro.
hey man,
He not the same guy.
he definitely not.
He not the same guy, bro. And
He
and,
definitely
and
not.
SGA seems more of a composed young man, and you know, you know,
Well, I
yeah.
took it like I look at SGA off court. You know what I'm saying? I look at how he dressed. He dressed like Playboy Cardi or Cardi Cardi dressed. I feel like Cardi would put on some of the shit SGA would put on. That's just you know what I'm saying? That's just like that's literally how I made the comparison. It's like Cardi don't really say much, you know what I'm saying? But when he do what he do it, you know? And
hey, look, I will say
hey, you
this.
feel me?
I
And you
will
know,
say this.
SGA,
I
he
feel
an
you.
MVP. I feel like Cardi been an MVP. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
in
this
what
year,
in what
Hey, no, because he's
Noel,
Cardi's a award-winning artist, man, and he sells out tours. And look, bro, there's a method to the madness, bro. When I do have to say this, bro, there's a method to the madness. When you talking about Cardi, you talk about Cardi, right? All right. Now, granted, when somebody like Ola Runts throws out that all dead diss and says like nobody listens to you in Atlanta and shit like that, he's talking about the niggas in the streets, like the ops and shit. They got a lot of gang shit going on and shit like that. But a lot of squares do listen to Playboy Cardi. He's tapped into a genre, a niche of people that rap hip hop were about to lose because of the blackballing of Kanye. Now you have to mind you though, these white people, these are the main ones buying this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it was a certain type of white person that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Playboy Cardi is tapped into that. And a lot of times we forget that he has built his career traveling around doing different collabs, working with different type of artists that we respect. He was with the ASAP mob, you know what I'm saying? He was with Kanye, and you know what I'm saying? He's done work with all these people. He's wrote for all these people, bro. Like, so he's a valid artist, bro. So like he's put work in the gym, just like SGA, bro. I'm saying there's a method to the madness. The same method to the madness that got Thugger hot, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit we don't agree with and we don't understand because we're not part of that world, bro. But there's a method to the madness, the reason why this nigga's 100 M's high. You understand? You
yeah,
feel me? Like all of that shit, bro. So I understand it. There's a reason why people are thinking these niggas might only lose 6 or 7 games this season. You feel me? Like, so I understand the comparisons, bro. It's valid, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna totally bomb on you. You feel me? But at the same time, though, fam, this nigga Cardi had a whole thong in his ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you comparing them to SGA? What the fuck is you doing?
I feel like SGA will be on the same shit though. I swear to God, like I'm not even joking. I can see SGA rocking that same fit. No cap. And that's literally why that's the only reason, bro. Like it ain't no comparison to their skills
or
or
you need
nothing
to
like
put Lil
that.
Nas X up there. You know what I'm saying? Just really want.
Uh,
if you felt that way about, yeah, yeah, man. That's just some real shit, bro. But yeah, man, like, man, um, if we good on that, bro, the
I,
comparison.
I, I want to know. I want to know who y'all would think Rick Ross would be.
But like it had to be somebody like Jason Kidd.
Talking about, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, yeah, like Jason Kidd.
Oh, I get it though, bro, cause
Yeah,
cause of the assist, cause of the collabs. Like Rick Ross had a lot of collabs and shit in his career, right?
yeah,
That's where you going with?
longevity too. Yeah, he had a peak, but you could argue he'll still jump on the track and it'll catch people attention. You know what I'm saying?
So he like Udonis Haslam.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Nah,
South
cause
Florida.
Oh
Rose,
yeah, then they from Florida too. Now
Yeah,
hold on now.
nah, Rose got buckets though, man. Rose did get buckets, man. The only game Haslam got buckets was the last game that he played in his career. Cause niggas was scared he was gonna whoop their ass, nigga. And that's on me's, bro. That nigga had like 40 points. Now, come on, man. When y'all know Udonis Haslam to get them type of buckets?
no,
Crickets, nigga. You feel
no,
me?
no.
Hell nah. Y'all know Ross got buckets, man.
Yeah.
Aston Martin
Who
music,
y'all
bro.
who y'all
Aston
feel
Yeah.
Martin
like
music, bro.
who what rapper y'all feel like is like a legit crash out? Like somebody who will really like take it there, like without even thinking. So would they be like Blueface?
That's like 85%, bro. You can't be
Nah, nah,
outside of
nah. Okay,
that.
okay. So what y'all think about this? Blueface is Draymond Green.
Shit.
Nah, cause you could say, nah, bro. You could cause Blueface ain't got no chips, bro. You have to say a rapper that like was like Grammy worthy, like DMX or somebody like that.
Yeah.
And you know DMX was a crash out.
I don't know that.
DMX was a crash out, dog.
Yeah.
That nigga went to the
Sure.
airport, rich as fuck, man. You could get on a private plane, bro, dressed as a motherfucking federal agent and shit.
Yeah, for real.
But you don't know that DMX was a crash out, fam? Why you doing that to me, man?
Grocery stores and all.
Crickets. But yeah, man. So moving on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Dave Chappelle recently had a special on Netflix, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where he did a recap of a lot of socioeconomic and political events that are taking place in the nation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like before I reflect on my thoughts on it, did you guys see it? And if you did, man, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I watched it either yesterday or the day before yesterday. And yeah, he was going in. There was a lot more stuff about what's going on in the world and him going over to Saudi Arabia and having a show over there and just like how he felt like he was more free to tell certain kind of jokes over there versus over here, and I want to say it was because of what happened with Charlie Kirk, and but it was just like heavy on like just social commentary about what's going on in the world, and I felt like it was all right. It wasn't as funny as some of his other stuff in the past, but I felt like it was all right.
Yeah. Phil or Kane, y'all want to add to that? Let me run to the bathroom right quick.
Phil, you got it. I ain't see it. I ain't seen it yet.
I think
So
Phil said he'd be right back.
I ain't seen it. Like, what do you like? Tell me some jokes or something he said.
I couldn't even recall for real, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like I think he was performing it up in DC, and it was just live audience.
I saw some people say it was like the old Dave Chappelle, man, but
Yeah. Did you see any of his other stuff? Any of his other like recent joints?
I saw like one of the first couple that he did when he first came back, but it was cool. Don't get me wrong, it was cool, but it just wasn't it for me. Like he didn't.
Yeah,
I can't remember nothing he said. Like I can't remember no jokes. I can't remember nothing that would make me want to watch it again.
yeah,
I do remember like the ending of it, the way he brought all the jokes throughout the set back in the last joke.
yeah,
um, that was probably the best part and the most memorable part of it, honestly.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
He just asked me. I told him I haven't seen the most recent Chappelle stand up,
Yeah.
and then he was asking me have I seen any of the stuff he's dropped recently. Because I said some people say that it was like the old Chappelle, and I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it 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 I think Corey Holcomb and his reflection of it did well. It was a lot of um Dave's Netflix specials have been more like comedic dramas, right? But the build up, the suspense, all that shit, but so they hit different. But I will say it was really educational for a lot of people. A lot of stuff I already knew, like the Jack Johnson stuff, the reason why we had the Mann Act, the reason why the significance to this time and age, to the P. Diddy trial or whatnot, um, the timing of it with it being after the Jake Paul fight, um, and that the Jack Johnson at the time he was world champion, you know, was defeating a lot of white men at a time where white men wouldn't step into the ring with black men. Um, and, once he started beating them, it didn't end. And, they were looking for, their great white hope and whatnot, and how, you know, and this wasn't spoken about, it's just that it happening after the Jake Paul fight, it kind of has like an underlying significance to that. I mean, the symbolism to that, how like, I with me saying Jake Paul was the sportsman of the year was a candidate for that. I wasn't even thinking of how like um the constructs of America had made him like a great white hope. You know what I'm saying? Like they had wanted a lot of these fights to be so real. And I didn't even think of it like in the context of the history of the nation, how boxing, prize fighting is, America's like most, and not just America, the world's most prized possession when we talk about entertainment, sports, and everything. These are a lot of things that were mentioned in in the stand up that I knew, but I had forgot, and needed to be reminded about, and the importance of that, Um, I think it has more racial importance. I think more people that look like us should want to watch it than,
Yeah.
uh, because of that. Um, and the freedoms, the stuff that he didn't necessarily say, but his stories and the jokes were saying, hitting at our freedoms. You understand? Like you said, talking about how, he can say certain things in Saudi Arabia that he couldn't say here, considering the type of place that Saudi Arabia is.
Yeah.
You
For real.
but also putting it in context that, hey, we made such a over here they made such a fuss about him doing a stand up in Saudi Arabia when Saudi Arabia killed that one journalist
Yeah.
when when the Israelis, who we back, have killed over 200 journalists this year, talking about most shocking news 2025 this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
200, but they were willing to blackball him because he went to Saudi Arabia, and this was the crime, the only crime that we were alleging against Saudi Arabia, that they killed a journalist. You know what I'm saying? When there have been numerous crimes we've alleged Israel of, but but that was that, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but so that those were my thoughts on that, and I feel what I feel, man. But since Phil hasn't come back, we could get to the editorials, man. You could put up a graphic on that. It's a lot going on because of the presidency, um, you know, stuff like the stand up, etc. A lot of the relations that we once held kindred, to aren't there like we thought they were, and you have stuff like what happened in Minnesota with the PPP loans happening, and then it coming out that a lot of Somalis supported MAGA. So now there are a lot of people in Africa that are distancing themselves from the Somalis, but the Somalis had always distanced themselves from Africa, saying that they're Arabians and not Africans. And, you have that going on. And, you have over here people saying, oh, they need to go back over there. You know what I'm saying? They're not black anyway. They're not American, So it's this lot. It's a feeling of not being to identify for a lot of American born Africans, because there's a lot of chaos really going on. And it's like it's like am I American because I was born here? But America right now has told me that I'm not American, right? But am I African? But the Africans are telling me I'm not African because I'm born over here. Or the East Africans are telling me that we're not the same because they're claiming to be Arabians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're continental African. Like it's a lot of that stuff going on, man. So um to answer the question, do you have a culture? Do I have a culture? Yes, I feel like I do. I just feel like there's a lot of miseducation going on right now, and that's adding to the chaos, you know. But I do feel like I have a culture. I'll let you guys elaborate more on that, because I didn't prep for the question, but
Yeah, I feel like this is like very location specific in terms of having this conversation. I feel like it's a conversation everywhere, but I feel like it's more of a conversation in certain places around the world than it is in other places. Like I feel like certain places like, have like racial issues that kind of stick out to where, it kind of, brings out this sort of question, kind of like to what you were saying, Cloud, about, where you're in a place like that, and if you're like African but born in America, where you start having more of these conversations as to, okay, am I more American and black, or am I like more African? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like for me, it was never really a question because of just my family background, just where my dad worked, and as a result of that, just where I spent most of my time. So I kind of always had like the best of both worlds, where I was like I was always kind of aware, like ethnicity wise, where like my family came from, but also that it was like it was in a larger context, because you can make those connections with being kids from parents who were from Africa but who were also black. And so I feel like where there's been a lot more racial tension, and where there's been just a lot more conversations about the history of African Americans in this country, I feel like that's where the tension's been the greatest. That's just my take.
you got a take on that, Kane? Because your mic's off. Yeah, man. Like, how you feel on that?
Um, it's just something I've thought about more than once. Like if somebody was to ask me my nationality, what would I say?
Yeah, like, what do you identify as a Native American? Do you put black in there? Do you feel like you have to say you're black? You see what I'm saying? Because white people don't feel like they have to say they're white. They just say they're American. They just
But
say,
it's not just white people. If you ask
yeah,
somebody
yeah, you're
from
right.
Africa, they're not gonna say I'm black. They're gonna say I'm
Right.
Nigerian.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
am Igbo. You know what I'm saying? I'm
But
this,
that's
I'm that.
that's 85% of the time, unless they're in a country where they're white people. Because like in South Africa, that might be an occurrence. But you see what I'm saying? They might be like, yeah, this person over there is black, this person is white, this person is colored. Because I think they refer to Indian people as colored, like people from India is colored over there. Because apartheid hit different over there. But that's just the only one. Other than that, like if you're in Nigeria, nobody's gonna say, yeah, I'm black, I'm Igbo. Like I agree with you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, Kane, you see what I'm saying? Because you started like re-rapping you know what I mean? Started like you ain't understand what I was saying.
No, I get it. I see.
Somebody in South Africa is gonna say I'm black, like they're not gonna refer to themselves all the time as Zulu and all of that because they have black and white. They have that type of classification that's different from Nigerian and Sierra Leone and Mali and Senegal because they it's similar to us, is what I was saying. It's similar to kind of how it is over here in the US in a place like South Africa or Rhodesia. To elaborate what I was saying. You get what I was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad stepping on your lines though, man. I see I rubbed you, bruh. I wasn't trying to rub you wrong, man. But look, man, that's all you had to say on that though, bro.
I mean, I saw a Burning Boy say black people here in America don't have culture. I guess because when people ask what are we say we black instead of saying like repping our tribe or whatever like you know what I'm saying, like our country that we come from. So, but the funny part about that was you saw when I saw him say that, I read it. I didn't see him saying it, but when I saw him again after that, he had on he looked like he was fresh out of '03, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. He had on the big baggy jeans, he had on a jersey, he had on some chains, and he had on some Timbs. So what part of your culture is that?
Yeah.
All
You get
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I get what you're saying. And yeah, bro, I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And before I get on that, like, man, I don't understand what I previously said that I have your face so twisted up like that, bro. But that's something that triggers me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's like when us as Africans say stuff, we trigger Black Americans that I have them do stuff like that, that'll make it seem like we're at odds with each other. I wasn't saying nothing to try to rub you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And if you felt that way, bro, I need you to kind of say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying
nah,
to
I
rub
mean you ain't say nothing that I don't know, I guess made me feel some type of way. It
Was it
was
me
just
stepping on your lines that did that?
yeah, it was like
Okay.
because like my short term memory is like fried. It was kind of hard for me to hang on to thoughts
See,
sometimes.
sometimes I don't know what it is, and that's what it is. We don't know things, and instead of just asking that, we just assume something, bruh. And then you see what I'm saying? But bruh, there's an ignorance in the world. You see what I'm saying? And instead of just saying I don't know and asking the question, a lot of times we just assume out loud, bruh. And instead of just saying, hey, bruh, was it this instead of this? You know what I'm saying? We are just assuming and just have stuff twisted. And you were 100% spot on about Burner Boys thing, but that's not everybody. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times we label everybody as that. You see what I'm saying? Like when Burner Boy said that, come on, that's Burner Boy. This is somebody you have to understand his background. This is somebody who left Nigeria and went to Britain. If you understand how just British people think about Americans, you would kind of understand that. Do you see what I'm saying? Black Brits, British people feel like Americans have no culture. You see what I'm saying? So and not just British people, places that the British colonized have that type of, you see what I'm saying? Viewpoint about America. This is something that's been long standing. So if you don't understand that type of thing, you wouldn't understand that. But that is so valid, bro. That you know, so yeah, bro. And like and there's this thing, bro. We all have moved around, bro. So when you what culture do you identify with? You see what I'm saying? Do you identify with the culture that you were raised with as a child? Like, you came from a different culture as a child than you are in now? Do you identify, like, do you still feel like you're part of that culture than the one you are with now? Or you know what I'm saying? Or T, you see what I'm saying? Do you identify with
I,
the Alabama culture versus the North Carolina culture? You see what I'm saying?
I honestly would like to have it defined for me. And I felt like, because I asked this question on Facebook before, and Quad, one of the guys that T had invited on here, was one of the few people that actually commented and answered the question. And I asked, like, I don't remember. I was like, "What is your nationality?" If someone was to ask you what your nationality was, what would you say? He said, "I would say I'm black." And I said, "Your nationality, not your ethnicity." And that was part of my question, because I don't feel like people that grew up in America know the difference between ethnicity and nationality. And I feel like people, like, I guess, Africans, or I mean black people that's not from America, when you ask them where they're from, like, they say, or not, you ask them like what are they or whatever, they don't say I'm black. Like I said, they say that I'm Nigerian, I'm South, I'm Sudanese, I'm this, I'm that. So that's why I'm raising the question, like, for, I guess, foundational black Americans, what is your nationality? Like, what is your culture?
Okay.
Like, how do you look at it? Because it seems like everybody outside of America looks at things one way, and then we are so proud to be American that Americans don't look at it like that. Like, I didn't, and like, I'm 30, you know what I'm saying? And I can't remember, I just know it's fairly recent before it really clicked in my head, the idea that, like, you ask some chicks that's not black, I don't want to say foreign, but you'll ask them like, "Oh, what are you?" And then somebody'll be like, "Oh, I'm Trini, Puerto Rican, and this." And it just really clicked in my head, like, maybe in the last 5 6 years, like maybe around the pandemic or so, that they were talking about places, not that those weren't races. You get what I'm saying? Like, Puerto Rican isn't a race. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that type of stuff kind of made me think about who I am and where I come from, as opposed to, you get what I'm saying? And if I had a culture, what would be my culture?
And
And that's all I meant.
that's what I was about to ask, man. And I have a problem that not just Africans, but a lot of foreigners have, man. We take one thing and try to make it into something totally different, bro. You know what I'm saying? I tried to make something into something totally different because of you scratching your head and all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? But I want to touch base on like the culture shit and like what you were talking about, because do you identify as the race or do you identify as the culture? I think is a question a lot of people ask, and to re-ask what I think you asked about 2 minutes ago. Like, because I think you were saying you would like it to be defined for you. Because like that's something I don't know at what age. Is it the elementary school ages, the middle school ages, or the college ages? But knowledge itself, we know, is important to everyone. But what age does that need to be defined for an individual? You know what I'm saying? That's important though. You know, do you identify, or is it important?
I feel like it is important, man, because sometimes to know where you going, you have to know where you been, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You get what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like um, some people, uh, some people grew up around a family and they know who they relatives are, but that's it. They have no idea of like nothing about their ancestors, the people that came like generations before them. They have no idea of anything like that.
Yeah.
And so like me for an example, I've had to look inwards when I kind of was going through some things and when I just had to figure some things out. Like what is my purpose? Like what am I really here to do? What is the most high trying to tell me? All this type of stuff. And sometimes, you just have to keep asking yourself the same questions until you get to a point of enlightenment. And I kind of was just thinking, like, I don't know anything really about my dad's side of the family. Like outside of my grandmother, I don't know like my cousins. I don't know like anybody besides my first aunts, my first, second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like when you don't know who you really are or where you going or where you come from, you just start asking yourself like the real questions. You know what I'm saying? You might not even know, okay, yeah, I might be good at this because everybody in my family good at this. You know what I'm saying? I come from a long line of people who did this. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that can really tell you who you are. Like you know who you are because you're you and you've grown alongside yourself, if you want to speak in third person, as long as you've been alive. But you don't know who you, like, you feel me, who you are outside of what you've experienced. You know what I'm saying? Like you might think, oh, I want to play basketball or whatever, but then you might not know like your family, like for for generations, been good at soccer. So now, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a kid, you might want to put them in soccer or something. I don't really know all of what I'm trying to say. All I know is I went through some tough times, and to help, like, you know what I'm saying, figure out who I was, I kind of looked inward and just became curious about where I come from. Partly to help guide me along the way and show me my purpose and all this, but also knowing your past and where you come from can allow you to not make certain mistakes that were made, you know what I'm saying, in previous generations.
Yeah, that's real. And I'll get your take too, T, just so Phil will know where we were at. Like, do you think it's important to identify with race or to identify with the culture? Which one is?
Uh, that's that kind of it's close, man. I probably hmm, cause I don't know, cause I just feel like having people's best interests, like who look like you, is important. Whether or not they're like you consider them black or African or whatever. Um, so I would, if I had to pick, I'd say race just because it's a bigger umbrella. But yeah, I'd probably go that route.
Not gonna lie, I probably would go with race as well, just because I mean, we kind of actually kind of conditioned that way. Because like Kanye said, even if you in a Benz, you still in a coupe. So it's like regardless of like wherever I go, whether I'm in Italy, France, somewhere where English, where that ain't got nothing to do with America or Africa, they gonna look at me as I'm black. I ain't gotta tell them I'm from Nigeria, from America, Sudanese, nothing like that, for them to know I'm black and for them to have an idea of me in mind already based on what they experience. So for black people, it's kind of hard for us to do it the other way around.
Yeah.
If I would interject, I think I would say bloodlines do matter. Um, I think we can unify on the basis of race, but the bloodlines is like ultimately where you get your DNA from. I think once we lose track of that, we lose track of like behaviors that are passed on along that blood. Um, so that's probably where I would stand at. I don't think that I think that race is something that has been created in order to kind of like categorize those to kind of like make it a little bit like more uniform to kind of like box you in a group. You know what I mean? Like, cause like, how do you explain that I'm from this particular tribe on a job application? You dig what I'm saying? Um, so race fits more into our modern society, but I think that ethnicity will give us more of a concrete understanding of where we come from and what type of people we are and like what ills or what ails, if that's the right word I'm using, like our group in general, rather than kind of like, taking a broad sweep at it and then, this worked for a certain group of people, but it might not work for this group of people over here. Um, or it allows other people to kind of like, you know, blend in, and especially in like America, where you have other groups of dark skinned people that are, blended in to use, benefits that were for, other African descent, for a different African descent of people. You know what I mean? So it's just like is like ethnicity kind of like clarifies what you kind of the uncertainty that you get within race. So, do I think race is more useful in today's time? Absolutely. But I think ethnicity, because we lost that, we can't really like attack what really is the issues that align that ails us socially.
Hey, that was a. I'm glad we had that because that's a perfect way to elaborate on some of the problems we have and some of the proposed resolutions. Like when you talk about stuff like reparations and how that would be resolved, one of the underlying factors is that well, you have people that just came here from, Senegal and people that just came here from Belize. Well, they're black too, and they shouldn't be entitled to this reparation money if it were, you know what I'm saying? Because um, their ancestors weren't American slaves. They might have been slaves in their country. Well, they need to get reparations from Belize or,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Wherever they're from, not American reparations. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
one of the ways of solving that is definitely not race, it's ethnicity. And that's reason why culture and all of that is important, man. But look, man, this is another episode of the Mondeh Report, man. Say this is a good stopping point, man. I thank you guys all for your inputs, man. I want to thank the viewers for watching this, man. You can follow Phil. Phil, you want to let everybody know where they can follow you at?
Yeah. Right now, I'm probably gonna change it, man. So I won't say it right now, but I think I'm gonna do a little changing in my social. So just get back with me next week.
All right, all right. What about you, T? Where can people find you at?
Yeah, y'all can find me at the Monday blog, at YouTube and TikTok and Twitch.
Okay, okay. That's what's up, man. Kane, man, where can our viewers find you at? Catch your content.
Um, you can find me on YouTube at K4TV. You don't spell it K04, but the zero is kind of silent, so it's like K4TV. Um, yeah, I mean that's probably it, man. Just I mean, I was streaming or whatever, but that's pretty much the only place I need y'all to find me at. We're gonna start putting talking about hashtag and everything too. That's gonna kind of be like our like catchphrase or slogan. Every day's Monday.
Okay, okay.
So you know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna rock with that. So hashtag every day's Monday. Chop it up with us in the comments, man. Whatever y'all agree with, disagree with, if we missed anything like that, chop it up with us in the comments. Likes, subscribe. Um, yeah, every day is Monday.
Every day's Monday, man. We're gonna wrap it with that, man. Thanks for watching.